All right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. Hello, hello. If anybody's here, hello. I am just setting up. I see one watching now, and that is me. Paste something into the chat. One watching. All right, and that is me. In message. All right. Two watching. Hello, someone's there. All right, feel free to say hello if you are here and if you are watching. I am going to have a small little jewelry sale today. Last several Sundays or Saturdays, I've had a bunch of them, like big sales, but we are going to do a little bit smaller today. Just a little bit smaller, but some really cool items. So, anyways, I'm just going to take some things out of here, out of the little baggies. This is my problem when I have sales. I undo everything and then I have to pack it back up. And I am getting way backed up with packing things and putting them back. So, anyways, feel free to say hello if you're here to let me know that the chat is working. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of take some of these pendants out. Today is going to be basically pendants and necklaces. Pendants and necklaces. And I got a really nice selection, I believe. And again, feel free to say hello if you are here watching. So anyways, I'll just kind of talk about some of these pendants as I do this. This will be a little preview. But this is a Michael Dawkins enhancer. You see how it opens up in the back? So that is sterling silver, Michael Dawkins. And I really love those that texture on there. And that is to hold a bunch of necklace strands together and serve as a pendant. Here's just a modernist sterling silver pendant. This is really beautiful. Seashell. And I believe this is Native American. Yep. See that symbol right there? That says sterling. It's got some Native American mark. But that is gorgeous. Like an ocean scene with some birds flying. So that'll be available. This is a little ruby, two little rubies on sterling. And feel free if anybody is here to say hello. There's 15 people here. Awesome, awesome. Here is I forget the name of those shells, but that is a shell. And it's an entire shell. You can see the back of it. It's completely intact, and that's on sterling. Perfect for the summer. Here's this glass moon. I called it a sun the other day, but that is gorgeous, the iridescence in it. And that is not sterling silver, but it's got this really nice open work on the back. Just really pretty. Here is a really cool pearl and sterling modernist design where you slide your chain through that. And again, this is just a real quick preview, guys. I do have necklaces after this that I'll show you. And like I said, today will be a shorter sale, necklaces and pendants. Here's a really cool inlay piece. Unfortunately, I think there's a little boo-boo right there, but it's a really pretty design. You barely notice it, and that is sterling silver. Yeah, right there. We could zoom in and see if there's a hallmark. All right, just unpacking these things for you guys. Again, feel free to say hello in the chat if you'd like to say hello. This is Des Tess's tourmaline. It's on sterling, and that is marcasite on the back, so it's reversible. Nice little pendant. Pretty small, very nice. Very cool. All right, I love this one. This is, again, this is just a preview, guys. This is a bird pendant. And I don't know if that is jade. We can tell, $10.95. I just showed you guys what I paid for it. You'll see that I don't charge a lot more than sometimes what I pay for things. I really don't mark up super big. But, yeah, so anyways, I get lazy about that. But look at those two little birds almost like kissing or something. Maybe one is feeding the other. But I just really love that with a little hole in the top. Guess you'd have to slide something in there to attach to the chain or your cord. So that's that. Really cool. Love it. All right. Here's a little arrowhead. And I believe that's a fob. But you could wear that as a pendant with a American on there. Really cool. Really pretty. Now that is not sterling or anything, but just really neat. And I do think there's some age to that for sure. Here's the tiny, tiny little subtle amber and sterling cross. Nothing really crazy, but really pretty. Like it. I love amber. And I love sterling. So that's that one. Again, feel free to say hello, guys. Hope everybody's doing well where you're at. Things are pretty good here. All right, here is a really cool marcasite. Olivia, hello. Hello, Olivia. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Just kind of previewing today. Today's going to be basically good. Glad things are going well over there. Sweet. Yeah, things are pretty good here. Very springy here. Springtime is here. This is marcasite and sterling with this black gem in the center. And I think that's tourmaline. We'll have to test this when we get to it. But this can be worn as a pendant or a brooch. Just really cool. Simple, classic, really nice. All right. Thanks for joining again, Olivia. Thank you all for joining. All right, here is a sterling and pearl pendant. Really nice. Perfect for summer. And perfect for like in a layer, right? That could probably match a lot of different necklaces. There's a Brighton piece right there with this glass. I think they call this a blue azure, A-Z-U-R-E. That's Brighton. It is not sterling. Really nice. Let me see, put it there so you can see it. Here's a sterling, another modernist sterling one with a black pearl this time in the center. And it does have SL on it or something, but that's a slider pendant as well. I have to eat, sorry, but you're doing good. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. And I hope you have a good lunch or dinner, whichever it is. I just had some tacos myself. Pretty good. All right, here is a religious cross, Catholic, with some saints on the back. And this has a lot of age. You can see the oxidation on this is really thick. Sterling silver. Okay, I think I had this on a previous show, but I just wanted to bring it out again. But this is a humongous turquoise and sterling with this red coral slider pendant. Really nice. And you can see in the back how that is in turquoise, how it's kind of rough. Doesn't look very treated. Probably on the top. There's probably some type of finish, but that is gorgeous and it's huge. Okay, guys. Getting through the pendants. Here we go is a little Larimar. I think Larimar on sterling. Just a real simple little pendant there. All right. Now this one, a viewer, and at the top of my head, I cannot remember the name. And I'm so sorry if you are here. But here's a amber on sterling, kind of modernist sliding charm, or pendant, I should say. Somebody asked me to bring back to this show, or to this auction. And so there it is. So I hope you are here today. And I'm so sorry if I forgot your name. Okay, but you're going to finish opening up these guys. Here is another one that I had on a previous show, but somebody did inquire about it in the comments, so I'm just hoping that that person will join again. But this is a Peruvian 950 silver, more silver than sterling, with inlay, and that is a condor, and that is Peruvian. That is not alpaca, that is Peruvian silver, 950. All right, here's a Salpada. Mother of pearl. Oops, again, I gotta get these tags off. Sorry, guys. Well, I'll just let you know I got this for $8, which was a really good deal. That was when silver was pretty cheap. But this is Salpada right there. It's got the mark, Salpada, mother of pearl. Again, perfect for summer. And I just love that simple design. Very cool. So I'm trying to get things kind of for summer and stuff for you guys. All right. Here's a tiny little, oh, well, I didn't realize these were in here. Just some little sterling hoop earrings with texture on them. I thought I just had pendants, but we'll throw those in there. All right, and here's just a really simple little square kind of pendant right there that you can put your chain through. Or no, I'm sorry, put your chain through this. Right, and then you got a pearl and some little gemstones. I forget if those, I'm pretty positive those are real gemstones, but very simple piece, perfect for layering. All right, and then we are going to see the next one. Little sterling kind of tribal pendant. Again, very small, very simple. Like it, very cool. Just black, almost with the sun in the center. Here's, well, I'm gonna leave these out. These are total costume, which isn't bad, but okay, this is another sterling and pearl. This looks almost like a flower with the pearl in the center, but that is sterling with the pearl in the center. All right, and another one. I think I might have had these in previous shows when I had like a gazillion pieces out, but I just want to show these for summer. Sterling with a nice pearl in the center. And we got one more of those right here. This one's got some open work with the pearl in the center. Sterling. All right, guys. So that's it for the pendants. Again, I want this sale to be kind of short. I don't want to keep you guys here for like 3 hours. So let's see. Okay. All right, so those are the pendants. If anybody just saw these pendants and want me to start on something, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to preview the necklaces real quick. Okay, so necklaces. Here is a glass fruit necklace. Now these things are really fun. I love these. It's got some grapes. And this one kind of seems like cubist style or something. See how some of these fruits are kind of like, these ones are actually almost like cubes. So I'd say that's almost like 60s or something. It is on what looks like a brass chain. But yeah, really cool. Here is, somebody was here last week. I think was it Deborah? Liked their chains. And this one, I could have swore this was going to be Navajo Pearl. And there's a possibility that this is 800 silver or coin silver, because that looks exactly Native American. It does have barrel clasp, but that is not sterling, but it definitely has that look. All right, so that's that one. Here's rock quartz, really nice, with a magnetic clasp at the end, but nice rock quartz there. Here is, I believe it's glass with just really nice AB action going on, really long. This does look, I believe that's sterling at the end, but it has these like hooks at the end that just kind of hook together. But that's just a really long, cool AB glass bead necklace. Okay, here is a gemstone necklace. And again, this is just the preview, guys. And then we'll start bidding on those pendants. This is all natural gemstones. This might be dyed halite, and probably is. But there is like lapis in there. I'm assuming quartz. Some other things with the sterling clasp. Just beautiful. Okay, and I love this piece. Really, this is really cool. This has a bunch of puffy hearts at the end. A lot of them are copper, I think, or brass. Let's see, it kind of looks like brass. Yeah, and then there's one that's copper. But just all these puffy hearts, and they're attached to this ring that is on this really long chain at the moment. But yeah, that is just really cool. And it's just this big tassel of puffy hearts. Okay. Now this one, again, I kind of go off what some of you guys said you like in previous videos. So that's what I kind of curate for. But this is a really interesting, what do you call that? Not like a bib. Where is that, a bib? Necklace. And this is by the brand Ottoman. If you can see there. Just a really cool statement piece. Really nice. All right. Here's a Nice wire wrap gem necklace with all real gems in there, wire wrapped in gold tone. Real pretty. Here's a really interesting piece. I love this. Here is these gold coins with what looks like Swarovski crystals mixed in. And this is pretty long, but that is just so unusual. And I've tried to do Google searches on this, but these gold coins have heads on both sides. And it's just really neat. I love that. Super cool. And like I said, pretty long. That's really pretty. This one is a lucite necklace. I think it's lucite. I'm pretty bad with my plastics, but it definitely looks vintage. And this is either an extender or a bracelet. Right now, I added this to the necklace, but this can be worn as a single necklace with a bracelet. Or right now, I added the bracelet. See, this portion here can remove. I'll show it later, but that can be worn as a bracelet as well, or an extender. Okay. Here's an interesting one. Again, guys, this is just a quick preview. I probably got 5 more minutes of previewing, and then we're going to go back to those pendants and start bidding. All right, so this is a very unusual necklace. I just had to get this because it has bullets in it. I believe those are bullets. Yeah, bullet casings with like a bead at the end of the casing. So they're like bullet cases, right? Just so unusual with this really funky gem at the bottom that looks like, I don't know if that would be a turquoise, but anyways, just unusual. I like unusual. Here's a Brighton piece. Wait, was this? No, this isn't Brighton. I'm sorry. This is Lucky Brand. Just a nice big tassel on this pendant at the end of a very long chain. Very long chain, Lucky Brand. And again, I do kind of, lately, I've been kind of following the trends just a little bit more, seeing what's in. And apparently what's in is long chains, big pendants, multi-layers. Speaking of multi-layers, now this isn't very long. This is a Zapata necklace with all these different gemstones in there. And looks like abalone and some silver chain mixed in. You see that sterling chain mixed in there? So very earthy, perfect for like a music festival, or the beach, or the summer, or the lake. All right. I did have this on the last one, and I don't know why I brought it back, but I just think it's so cool. It's this magnifying glass on this big pendant on a long chain, but it's just really, really fun. Especially if you're out there thrifting or something, you want to look at your marks and such. Okay, so that's that. Here's a statement necklace as well. This is Chico's. This is super heavy, but just all these mixed in big, chunky, like here's a heart, here's a disc, brass and silver tone, another heart, just on this thick chain. Really cool. Chico's nails it. Chico's, I love Chico's. Okay, so that is all the necklaces, guys. So like I said, this is going to be a short and sweet sale. And again, I hope everybody is doing well where you're at. We're just going to jump into this bidding, shall we? So from $1 to $10, oh no, I'm sorry, $1 to $20, it's $1 increment. From $20 to $50, it's $2 increments. From 50 above, it's $5 increments. So if anybody's interested in bidding, just put the bid in when I name the price, and that'll count. And what else was I going to say? And in order to receive the item, I would just have to have your email with the information that I put in the pinned message in the chat, so I can invoice you. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get into this, and that's about it. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Again, hope everybody's doing well where you're at. Oh, and one more thing that I'd love to say is that I can't see who's in here. I can't see who is in the room. So I just can't say hi to people. Unless you say hi, I don't know who's here. So, anyways, don't feel like I'm ignoring you if you've been here before and you came back, or you're here for the first time and I'm not saying hello. So, anyways, I've got my gem tester here and I'm going to start with this pendant. I'm just going to go from top to bottom, guys. And let's see, this we're going to start with the sterling silver marcasite, and it is a brooch with a pendant as well. I'm going to test that stone. And yeah, that does go up to tourmaline. It does go definitely above the glass. And yeah, from every indicator, it's like right in the tourmaline section. So yeah, that's a really cool tourmaline in this bowed marcasite bow. And it can be a pendant or a brooch. And the size on this, I'll just get the size real quick. This is about just about 2 inches long. Yep, that's including the bell. About 2 and about 1 and almost 1 1/4, well, like a 1 1/4 or so wide approximately. Okay, sorry, I might get these measurements just a little wrong, but anyways, you guys, for tourmaline on sterling with marcasite, we'll start that at 55. If anybody is interested, 55. You can just type 55 into the chat and that would count as a bid. If anybody's interested, 55 for the black tourmaline. I think black tourmaline, don't they say that it's supposed to be healing? So anyways, I'll just give that like maybe a couple 10 seconds or so. If anybody's interested, you can write 55. I'm going to put it in the chat just in case somebody wants to go back into it. Black tourmaline pendant brooch 55. Is that what I said? 55. See, I'm already forgetting. That's why I got to type these down. Okay, so anyways, you guys, we're going to move on to the next one. This little sterling and pearl little flower, the small little flower, you would say $20 for that. 20 for the sterling with pearl. Small sterling silver flower. I'll say 20. Small sterling flower, pearl flower, 20. Okay, if anybody's interested, you can just type 20, and otherwise we will move on. And I think we will move on. All right, guys, but feel free to go back if you're interested in anything. Okay, so we did that and that. Okay, now the bigger abstract sterling with the pearl, and that is a real pearl pendant. That's really pretty. Let me see how many grams that is. That's pretty big, actually. That's like 1 1/4 inch. Yeah. I just love pearls. I'm a sucker for pearls. Okay, let's see in grams. 10 grams. So we would say, the last one I said 20. So I would say $30 for that one. If anybody's interested, 30 for the larger. I'm just going to call that an abstract. Abstract sterling pearl pendant. Pearl pendant. 30. Okay. All right, guys. It's so funny when I was thrifting. One time I went to the cabinet at Goodwill when Goodwill was putting out good stuff back in the day. I mean, they still do now, but they charge for a ton for it. And I was just like, oh, that pearl necklace, oh, that pearl necklace, oh, that pearl necklace. And the associate, like I knew her pretty well. She's like, oh my gosh, you guys are going crazy about the pearls. And I'm like, yeah, give them to me. Anyways, I just had to get all the pearls that I could find. Okay, here's the open work pearl sterling pendant as well. Love the design of that. Love the open work. And that's just gorgeous. really pretty. And again, that for this one, I would say 30 as well. I'll say the open work sterling pendant, pearl pendant. Open work pearl 30. Okay. All right. All right. There we go. And move on. This is a tiny little amber cross with sterling. And I just love amber. And you guys are going to hear me say that about everything. Because to be honest, I really just like buy what I like. So yeah, it's hard for me to say anything's my favorite, but I love most of them. So anyways, this is really small. So I would say $15 for this little amber cross. 15 for the amber cross. And it does have open work in the back to let the light in. And that is, again, a smaller one. I can give you dimensions if you want. But 15 for the amber cross. Amber cross, 15. And just so you guys know, if I'm probably going to be doing smaller sales and more often, like during the weekdays, because I think on Saturdays, I think everybody's just busy and stuff, and I get it. It's actually kind of hard for me to do Saturdays because I should be doing like gardening right now, but I'd rather be here, that is for sure. But here is a really cool modernist pearl, like a biwa pearl in that really cool, unusual modernist design. As soon as I saw that in the cabinet, I was like, I gotta get that. I believe I paid up for it, but let's see how many grams that is. And again, if anybody wants to go back to anything that I just showed up in this little corner here, let me know. But yeah, let's see what this is in grams. It's 11 grams. So we would say 45 for the biwa pearl modernist biwa pearl. 45. Let me try and remember that. 45 modernist biwa pearl. Forget how to spell biwa pearl. And then 45. Okay. So if anybody's interested, just go ahead and type any of these prices that I say, and it'll count as a bid. And that's about it. So we will move on. Just love that design. Okay, this Michael Dawkins. Let's see, where can I find that name? Right. Oh, I think it might be on the inside. But this is an enhancer to collect multiple necklaces. If you're wearing multiple strands, you can put them together. And where's the name? Where's the name? 925 Thailand. Oh, there it is. Michael Dawkins. Yep. All right. And it's just very simple, but yet not simple. It's got the texture on the top on this side and the texture on the bottom of this side. And I guess you could say that's reversible, but this would be the front of it. And yeah, so Michael Dawkins, good name, enhancer. This is 9 grams. So because it's a name, Michael Dawkins, we'll say $40 for the enhancer. $40 for the Michael Dawkins enhancer. And it is on the smaller size, and if you're interested, I can give you a measurement. So $40. Let me just zoom out a little bit. $40 from Michael Dawkins. So if you're interested, go ahead and type $40. 40. Okay. All right, guys. So we will move on unless, well, you know what? I'll just hold that there just for a second. I don't know. I don't want to go too fast, guys. But again, I'm kind of wanting to keep these a little bit on the shorter side so that you guys don't lose steam. Or should I say that I don't lose steam? Don't mean to blame you for it. It's me too. Okay, so now I don't see anybody bidding, so we will move on to this other one. This is just a really simple modernist, like spiral, and that is sterling, and that is just cool. This I think would look good on like a leather as well, but it does have a smaller little chain up, I mean, little link up here that probably would be easier to fit a chain through. But let me just make sure this one is sterling. I don't want to say something is when it isn't. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna test this real quick. Scratch 18K. And ooh, actually, yeah, it like glows blue, but I'm not 100% convinced of the way that sits. You know what? I'm gonna disregard that one for now, unless anybody's interested in it. It's got like it. Oh no, it turns blue. Okay, there we go. Okay, for a second there, I was like, ugh, what's going on? So, anyways, it's so lightweight. I will just say $12 for this spiral. I think that's for smaller spiral. I'm gonna get a tissue to clean up that acid. You're not supposed to breathe this stuff. Any of you guys, if you do these acid tests at home, you don't have to worry about your hands as much. I mean, you do, but your hands will just kind of get a callus on them if it touches them. But you really don't want to be breathing it. It's really bad for your lungs. That's the scariest part about that acid, is breathing it. So anyways, if any of you guys do that at home, make sure you wash that acid off. So what did I say? $12, I think. So I'm going to say small sterling spiral. Small sterling, because we do have this bigger one right here. Small sterling spiral 12. If anybody's interested, go ahead and type 12. Okay, I'm going to maybe save that for last because I think these two are the biggest heavy hitters. And in order, I think this is the heaviest hitter. This is the next heavy, and then this is the next heavy. So those are kind of like the priciest ones in here. So I'll maybe end with those. All right, so cool. Here is a super cool moon, and that is glass. Let me just tap it with my keys. Oh, no, I don't have my, yeah, so you can hear, but at first I thought it was a plastic, but that's definitely glass. I just love that expression on that moon. Super cool. And it's got this open work, and that is not sterling. That is not sterling. But it's so well done, and it's got that iridescence on it. So anyways, we would say 15 for the glass moon. 15 if anybody's interested. I just love that expression. 15 for the glass moon. Okay, so I'm going to type that into happy moon. Yes, it is. Super happy, very content, right? And hello, Tara. Yeah. It kind of looks like, I don't know what that expression is, but yeah, happy. Okay, and if anybody's interested, oh, I did put the thing. Glass moon, what did I say? Glass moon 15? Okay, I didn't put the price. Okay, and hello, Tara. Yes, thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm going to tell this again just in case you just joined, but this is a smaller sale today. I'm just doing pendants and necklaces. And, oops, sorry, it's not really focusing, but I think I've got a pretty nice selection. This is an inlay of, it looks like possibly lapis, and I don't know what that blue one is, maybe a shell, but mother of pearl. It's got this really cool modernist look to it. Let's see if there's a mark. Oh, is that Carol? Oh gosh, what is her name? Relios. Relios. I want to say Carolyn Pollock, right? Relios. I think that's her. 925. But this does have a little boo-boo right there. You see that? There's a little boo-boo in that light blue strip. And it's so small, I literally didn't even see it until I was in the car on the way home. And yeah, you guys are worried about people texting when they're driving. You should worry about me staring at jewelry when I'm driving because when I buy stuff and then I leave, I'm like staring at it. But I must say, usually at stop signs or stoplights. So, anyways, this I believe is Relius, but there is some damage. So I'd say 15 for that small little pendant. Unfortunately, it's so gorgeous. It does have that little boo boo. So the 15 for the inlay. And I'm going to say Relios, but I'm not sure. I think that's Relios. Relios. Don't jewel and drive for sure. I know. Relios 15. It's just as bad, if not worse. So don't take it lightly. All right. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Excuse moi. And if anybody's interested, just type any of those prices that I mentioned. And so far, we've kind of gone through most of this, except this little one I had last week. Relios 15. Oh, that's me. I thought somebody bid, but no, that was me. All right, so this I had at a previous sale. Somebody asked if I could bring it back to this one. And so this is sterling with this little amber pendant, very cute modernist design, pretty small. I can give you a measurement upon request, but that it was 15 in the last show. So I will honor that again this show, $15 if anybody is interested. And I don't know if that viewer is here. All right, so 15 for the sterling modernist amber pendant, 15. I'm gonna just set that down, type it into the box for you guys. 15, if anybody's interested. I don't know if that viewer made it yet here. So anyways, amber modernist, 15. Okay, so that is that. All right, sweet. We are flying through this, guys. All right, let's get to this little arrowhead. Now, I forget the name of this, but this was, they did have, when I Googled this a long time ago about this, there was like an antique version of this, and this could very well be antique, but it is this Native American arrowhead. And I don't know if that is, what kind of metal that is. It's not sterling. I was really hoping it would be, but that is just a really gorgeous portrait of a Native American in there. I love, love, love that profile. And I love the hammered effect on the metal. And I remember there were like some of these that were going crazy expensive, but they had a mark on the back by the maker. And this does not have that mark. And so, anyways, for the arrowhead with the Native American, I would say $20 from the Native American arrowhead. And I think that's a fob, right? $20 for the Native American fob. Okay, gonna put that into the chat. And if anybody's interested, just go ahead and type 20 fob. $20. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'll just give that a second. I don't want to go too fast. But anyways, I'm kind of liking the speed of this. Who's interested? Very pretty. Okay. All right. And we are going to move on to this gorgeous little piece with these little lovebirds in there carved into it. That is really beautiful. I don't know anything about this. I tried doing research on it, and the research was very non-conclusive. But this does go up kind of in the quartz and citrine down to the nephrite, almost to jadeite, but not quite to jadeite. But it might. I don't know if it's just a dyed quartz or something. I really don't know my stones, guys, but that is just really cool. And so I would say 25 for the carved bird pendant, 25. I love that brown and green. 25 for the lovebird carved pendant. There's a hole at the top, so you'd have to somehow get a bail in there. but 25. But you can see that that's like hand carved in there. 25. I'll just call 25 for the green lovebirds. 25. All right. 25. Green lovebirds. 20. I'll say stone. Oh, let me zoom out so you can. Oh no, you can see. Green lovebirds 25. Green stone. All right. So, yes. All right, guys. Now, moving on. We've got this little black tourmaline. Let me just test that one more time. And again, if I pass anything and you guys are like, oh, I wanted to bid, just go ahead and type it. Type it for anything that's passed. So this does go up to tourmaline. And I'm pretty bad with knowing onyx, tourmaline, jet, and all that stuff. But that's what the gem tester goes up to. And this does have marcasite on the back of it. Now this one has an interesting mark. Where is it? Right there. So this one is a little confusing because this says 925 and then SF. Now SF could either be the maker, or it could actually stand for silver filled. But I don't think this is silver filled because, let's just do a test for you. And there's the mark. So, and I think the SF would be next to the 925, not beneath it. But, well, it's so funny these, see that it's turning. You know what? That is a different acid than I usually use. Let me see, I have two acids. An acid can go bad. Let me just use my regular old one. So this is another mark. See, the other one is definitely glowing blue. But it's kind of, let's see, this different acid. Yeah, this, I think this acid is much better. See how defined that blue mark is on that one? Yeah, the other acid kind of makes things a little milky looking. Okay, so that is, as far as I can tell, definitely not silver filled, but actually sterling. Again, like I said, you guys, make sure you clean away the acid when you use it. You don't want to inhale it. Okay, especially, I'll tell you something real quick, especially from my experience. Hope you can hear me. Just in the kitchen. Oh wait, okay. So, in my experience, if you rub off like a silver tone that's not sterling, and then you do the acid test, ooh, you get a lot of fumes, but you get less fumes when it's sterling. So if you rubbed a sterling piece, the fumes are not going to be as bad as if you rub a silver alloy, because that alloy is just burning up inside of it. It creates so much fumes, so you don't want to breathe that stuff. All right, so anyways, yeah, for this little sterling tourmaline marcasite pennant, it is kind of small. Give measurements upon request. We'll say $20. $20 for the small tourmaline marcasite. Small tourmaline, 20. Small tourmaline. Pennant, SF 20. If anybody's interested, feel free to write 20. All right, I like it. And it's reversible. So you can have that marcasites on one side with the silver bling, or you can turn it around and have the black tourmaline. And I've heard black tourmaline, at least I've heard this in movies, that it's healing. I don't know if anybody is into that type of, like the properties of gems and stuff, but I believe black tourmaline is supposed to be healing. At least I saw it in a movie, and if you see it in a movie, it has to be true, right? Just kidding. All right, guys, we are going to move on to this one. This is a bigger spiral abstract hammered sterling pendant right there with this big spiral. And I am going to test this one too, just to be sure. because I do believe I tested that. Nope, let me use the good acid right here. And yep, there you go. Nice blue mark. And if you guys don't know, I'm using 18K solution. And I'm just testing these because I want to make sure for sure before I sell anything that I haven't tested in a long time. Because some of these pieces I got so long ago that I know I tested them, but I just want to make sure. So anyways, this is real lightweight. Let's see, but it's really cool. It's got a really nice shine to it. It looks super polished. And that's 4 grams. So we'll say 18 for the larger spiral. 18 for the larger spiral sterling. 18 for the large abstract spiral. 18. And there is the mark right there, I think. 18. I just love that design. Is there a name? I can't, my camera, like, I can't see if there's a maker. But anyways, 18 for the larger hammered spiral. 18. If anybody's interested, go ahead and type 18. All right. Large hammered spiral. Okay, 18. All right. So if I don't see 18, we will move on. All right, guys. Did I do that one? I didn't do that one. Okay, so we've got this. What are these shells called? And again, feel free to type a bid for anything that I've already shown. But this is, what is that called? A puka shell? Am I thinking correctly? But anyways, it's just like a large, it almost looks like a pink inside of this brown. Perfect for summer. And you can see the back of the shell is there. They didn't break it to make it. It's the entire thing right in there. And this is kind of heavy, actually. This is a heavy one. So it's got some nice chunkiness to the sterling. Let's see how many grams that is. Perfect for the beach. Perfect for layering. Let's see. Has anybody here been to Coachella? I mean, I know it's a California concert. It's got 11 grams. So we would say $40. But I'm always thinking of things for Coachella. I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect for Coachella. $40 for the, I'll just say puka. I'm not even sure if that is. $40. I'll just say shell. $40. But yeah, I've never even been to Coachella, and I'm always trying to dress people for Coachella. You have not. No, I haven't either. But it's a music festival. Cowrie shell, that is it. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, cowrie shell, 40. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always like, that'd be perfect for a music festival like Coachella or something. I think a lot of the stuff that I buy is kind of in that direction. I think I personally like boho, so I'm buying things like this and like this, like just boho statements or modernist and stuff. But anyways, yeah. I would like to go to, you know what? I don't know about a 3-day music festival. I think those days are, I don't know if I'd want to do like a 3-day camp out, in the sweaty sun with thousands of people. But anyways, it would be really fun, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, too old for sleeping in tents and no showers. Me too. I kind of like my bed, and I kind of like, yeah, hot showers and, you know, getting up and having the toilet be like less than 20 feet. No, about 20 feet away, 30 feet. Yep, that's my style these days. Okay, so anyways, this is a Brighton piece. Give me a 5-star hotel. Yes, exactly, right? There we go. have the music festival in the lobby of a 5-star hotel, and Tara will be there. She will be the first in line. And all right. No, she'd be in the VIP. She wouldn't have to stand in line. She'd just get right in. All right, Tara, I'm totally with you on that. All right. I've earned it. Yep. Yep. You've earned your stripes. Okay, so this is a Brighton piece. I think this is called Blue Azure. Um, it's I just literally got this just yesterday in a jewelry bag. So anyway, Blue Azure. I would say $8 for the Brighton Blue Azure. It's a cool, um, chunky piece. Blue Azure. It looked nice on a chain. I think it's supposed. Well, obviously it's supposed to have a chain. Eight. Okay, so the Brighton eight Blue Azure. Because I've seen these sell for. I think they list them online for about 20 or something. So I'd say eight. Um, this one doesn't have a chain. Brighton Blue Azure 8. Okay. You know, way back in the day, though, Tara, I did go to the raves. And I remember one time I got really scared because we went to this rave and it was the time they were doing the original reboot of the Woodstocks. So it wasn't 1969, it was the reboot. What year was that? Like it was in the 90s, way back then. And we were at this rave and it was like we were one of the first to arrive. This small little sterling pendant, uh, real simple sterling. What did I have the other ones going for? 99. It was before 99, the rave. Oh yeah, I think no, the 99 wasn't that the reboot of Woodstock. I think that was the second one, but they had done one prior to it. Because that and the one in 99 turned into mayhem. They did a documentary about it, right? It was very dangerous and people were like getting super aggressive and dehydrating and passing out and girls were getting groped and all that stuff. It's horrible. But no, there's another one before that, another reboot. So anyways, I'm gonna say 25 on the small sterling, 25 on the small sterling pendant right there. So 94, I think that was the year. Yep. Okay, 25. So I had gone to this rave and it was on an Indian reservation, Native American Indian reservations. We were one of the first to arrive. And let me just tell you, it was a crazy night. Sterling pearl pendant. And things were kind of getting a little heated there too, because of course, I don't know, there's just so many people and so much, I don't know, intoxication and stuff. And so we were there and the sun was starting to rise and it was a fun night. We were just dancing the whole night and it was like in this Indian reservation where they had dug out the ground for a landfill that was going to be a landfill. So the dance party was like in this landfill that it wasn't yet a landfill, but they'd scraped out all the dirt. So there's this huge mound of sand over here, this huge valley over here. People were dancing in the valley and all around and just all over this hillside. And we were up on the hill of mound of sand. And and the sun was starting to come up and things were kind of heated and this one guy comes on to the intercom and he starts talking. He's like, hey, you guys, I know there's a lot of intense energy out there, blah blah blah, and this and that, and I just want you to like hug the person next to you and blah blah blah, saying all this stuff. And then he said, and I don't know if you can see, but he's like, look around the perimeter of the party if you can see. And so we look beyond the party and the cars were just sardined in, like literally, like there was no aisles, no driveways, no nothing, just everybody parked wherever they could. And he's like, I don't know how long we're gonna be here, guys, we might be here for several days. And I was like, oh no, oh no, 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 because we are the first to arrive, so our car is like right here and we're just surrounded by all these cars. We didn't know if we were gonna be able to get out of there, but thank goodness everybody wanted to get out. So everybody got out and it did not take several days. Thank goodness, because like you said, not necessarily into sleeping outside. Even back then, I was just like, I was pretty young, very young, and I was like, oh, I didn't want to stay there. All right, so anyways, but hey, maybe a tent would be a different thing, but okay, so here's another modernist pearl, black pearl on sterling, and this is a slider charm. And again, I just kind of like these, sometimes these modernist designs like that. I don't know if this could be like Norwegian or something, or Danish. It reminds me of Danish designs, but that's a black pearl. Very nice, very pretty, very nice for a sliding chain, to put on a chain. And I would say 45 for the sterling black pearl modernist. Black pearl modernist, 45. Okay, but I must say those raves were a lot of fun because I would just dance the entire time and I just couldn't stop dancing. But I would get right up to the speakers, and I'm surprised I still have my hearing left. I really am. So anyways, 45 if anybody's interested in that one. Otherwise, we'll move on. So, and again, feel free to bid on anything that was already shown. And I kind of had a feeling today was going to be a light day of buying, and I don't mind. I don't mind going through and just showing. You guys do not have to feel pressured to buy at all because I do like showing. But I just know the economy is really tight right now. Like, I know so many sellers are saying things are just not moving. And I get it. Like, gas is like $6 at some of the stations. So anyways, I get it. So anyways, I don't mind showing. So please don't feel like, I just like jewelry a lot. I don't wear it, but I love it. Here's this light blue one. It goes up into the tourmaline, the chrysoprase. I don't know what this would be. I think that's Larimar. Is that Larimar? But it's really pretty, pale blue, teardrop pendant. Pretty nice size. Anyways, and I'm digging kind of how fast we're going through this. And I like chatting to Karen. Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Thank you for coming again, Karen. And I hope you got your packages or your most recent one. Oops, Larimar. And I know you sometimes get it on Saturday when the post office is closed. But yeah, that's about an inch and a quarter, a little more. But anyways, Larimar, really pretty. And we are going to do 35 for the Larimar blue pendant. Or, no, we'll say 30. 30. You love everything. Awesome. And I don't know. What do you think of that brooch? Do you think that was what's Juliana? I think it might be. But anyways, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but Larimar 30. What's your opinion? Love everything sweet. Larimar 30. Okay. So, yes. Yeah, Karen just got oh, and by the way, Karen, I apologize. I did a live highlight and I mentioned your name in the highlight because YouTube, after I do a live, it just picks a little segment and it puts it in my drafts, and it's like, and it's this highlight of the live, and it was when you purchased that brooch, and I didn't like edit that to like or choose that segment. YouTube did, and I was like, afterwards I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't mind me playing this or posting it or sharing it when I mention your name. I know some people are all about privacy and everything. So anyways, but yeah, that Juliana piece, pretty interesting. Okay, and that Zapata panel bracelet. Okay, so here's a religious medal. I saw that. Oh, did you see the video? Tara? Still waiting for the package with the brooch. Oh, okay. The one thing I noticed about the brooch is Juliana typically has rivets and I didn't see any. Oh, okay. No problem at all. Glad it wasn't a problem. Okay, yeah, I know there's a lot of little signs that you have to look for, not just one. So that's why I was like, I don't know. But yeah, it's still a cool piece regardless. Okay, here is a Catholic medal, religious medal, sterling, and this definitely has some age to it. It is black, black, black. And I'm leaving it like that because for the purists, of course, it'd be nice. But this is, who is that again? Chapel, that's right. Chapel sterling. Pretty historical brand. And this is male. But anyways, we would say 25 for the Catholic sterling medal, or the chapel. 25 for the chapel medal. Okay, definitely let me know if you do find out any Anything else on that for sure? Because I'm learning and I love to learn more. And that's one thing that's super cool about YouTube and eBay. I posted things on eBay, and then people will like write to me and they're like, "Hey, that's not this, that's that." Or you didn't realize that that's this big designer or something. We'll go to this last because it's kind of like one of the heavy hitters. But yeah, it's cool learning from people online. It's so awesome. So this is a Zapata mother of pearl right there. Very simple pendant. And I think some people are asking like 60 or 80 for these, but I did find one I think for like 30. So I would say 25 for the Zapata, but it's a really cool, clean design. I was like, man, there's a crow cawing out there. It sounds like a baby crying for a second. What did I say? 25? 25 for the Zapata Mother of Pearl. Love it. Again, it's got that boho look or the beach. 25 for the Zapata Mother of Pearl. 25. Zapata Mother of Pearl. Yep, agreed. I think you mean by like learning from people offline. Oh, 25. Karen is in at 25. Karen, you are the first bidder today. So $25. And so next we'd have to see 26 if anybody else is interested. 26. All right, for the Sterling Zapata Mother of Pearl. Maybe that is a baby. My window's open. 25 or 26 to anybody else who's interested. 26. Otherwise, this will go to Karen for 25 for the Zapata. Zapata, yep. 25. Okay, so 26. If I don't see 26, you guys. Oh, wait, it's 20. Oh, no, it should be 27. 27, sorry. 20 to 50 is $2. But I don't see 27. And I'm going to say going once. Fair warning. Going twice. And sold to Karen for 25. The Zapata Mother of Pearl. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Karen. 25. And man, I know you guys saw this. 25. I'm going to put this in the baggie for you right now. 25. Put your name on it. Oh, let me put it in the baggie first. I always put it in the bag first because I don't want to get ink on my fingers and then touch the piece. Okay, so 25, Karen. All right, Karen. Awesome. Thank you. All right, this is going to be coming to you, Karen. Let's see. Sold bag right here. 25. Thank you. Congrats, Karen. Yep. Congrats. Okay, just gonna make note of this. Man, it's the 16th already. Oh boy, this year is already almost halfway over. Isn't that crazy? Pretty soon we're gonna be saying Merry Christmas. All right, 25, Karen. Sweet. All right, Karen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me put this right here so it doesn't get lost. All right, thank you. Okay, have you shown the Thunderbird yet? Nope, I haven't. So let's just do that right now. Now this one, it looks like alpaca. Alpaca does these pieces, but this is not alpaca. This is definitely Peruvian, and it's $9.50 silver, 950. So better than sterling. And it does have all this inlay. Got spiny oyster, reconstituted turquoise, maybe reconstituted malachite, red coral, mother of pearl, etc. And I think there's lapis up there. But that is $9.50 sterling Peruvian condor with a bale. That goes to about 2¼ inches. Yeah, about 2¼ with the bale. Without the bale, it's pretty big, 1.75 inches. It's pretty wide. I think it's almost 2. Yeah, it is just over 2 inches wide. So yeah, really nice. And I would say $60 for the Condor, 60 for the sterling, or sorry, 950 silver Condor, 950 if anybody's interested. $60, really gorgeous. Love it, love it. $60, very nice piece. Yep. I'm just gonna set it down to put it in the chat. But as you know, if I pass anything, $60 Condor, Peruvian Condor, 60, 950 Condor, 60. And I do try my best to look at comps and then go in lower, because obviously people want a deal, right? And I want to get a deal. And I know those were really high at one price, and the last time I looked, I think they were more like around that the 80. But if you look them up by image search, you're going to find a lot of alpaca pieces. And again, this is not alpaca. You'd have to put like a 950 Peruvian Condor. I think that's a good deal. So anyways, $60 if anybody's interested. Okay, so did we do the rubies? I don't think we did these rubies. But again, feel free to go back to any piece if you pass something that you want. Okay, so this is like a double ruby, and I'm going to just test this, just make sure, but yep, that goes up to ruby. And I know last week you bought that quartz that looked like ruby, Karen. It was not, but this, I'll go ahead and do the, oops. You hear me like stepping into things. I showed you in my last video how I have stuff everywhere that needs to be put away, and it's not an exaggeration. That was just one little section of my living room. That's not even, I didn't even show you the other side of the couch. So yeah, I was walking around this place. Oh, and we had our power turned off the other night. That was fun. And I was like, ooh, I better make some paths. See that glow? Yep, really pretty. That is probably lab made ruby, but it's still pretty. I mean, it's still pretty. It's still ruby. So anyways, that's sterling. And I would say 28 for the ruby pendant. 28 for the ruby pendant. Yeah, so we had our power turned off from 10 to 6 a.m. the other night. 28 for the ruby. Oh, 45 for the, okay, let me just write this in real quick and then we're going to go back. Sterling Jolly Rancher Cherry Candy, right? That's a good color for that Jolly Rancher, yep. Sterling Ruby, what did I say, 28? Yep, Jolly Rancher, for sure. Okay, so if anybody's interested, you can type 28. Otherwise, we will go back to that black pearl. That's a good one. Okay, so 28 if anybody's interested. Okay. All right, so we will go to the black pearl. Yup. All right, this one, right? That is, I believe, a really good deal. That is really nice. 45. I don't even know if I got a weight on this. Yeah, but we had our electricity turned out, so we got a bid from Karen. So let me just get a weight on this for you. 9 grams. Okay, so 45 is going to Karen. So we would have to see 47 for anybody else that's interested. Okay, so right now it's 45 to Karen. That would super on a torque. Yup. Yep. Oh, and I do have some torques I should bring out. So 45, if anybody else is interested, this would be 47. And there is a mark on the back. It says SL, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so we had seen this piece before. Nobody else bid, and nobody else is right now. Oh, you have 16 torques, don't ask. Okay, so yeah, I won't bring them out. So 45, if nobody says 47, then what I'm going to do, so let me just keep the chat on my, okay, I'm going to say going once, going twice, and sold to Karen for 45. Awesome, Karen. Sweet. Okay, thank you, Karen. $45. And you know what, Karen? I think you're going to acquire my whole collection. You're definitely like my most loyal customer, and I thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to be like, where'd all my jewelry go? Oh, Karen got it. All of it. That is fun. I love it. Me too. Nice problem to have, right? Yeah. Jewelry hoarder. I hear it. That's why I'm starting to sell in this, because I'm like, I don't know. I just gotten to that point in life, because if you don't wear it, I'm sure you guys wear it, but if you're not wearing it, it just doesn't make sense to just keep it. And I will admit, I was hoarding silver, because I still believe silver can go up even higher than where it was before. So I'm like, really, it's painful for me to sell my sterling. But Karen, this is coming to you, because I do believe there's going to be more jumps to silver for sure, and maybe very drastic ones. Okay, so Karen, thank you again, and that is coming to you. Let me record it in my book real quick. But yes, Karen, the black pearl pennant, and that was for 35. Congrats again. Yep. Let's see. Oh, it was 35, right? Okay. Yep. All right. Thanks again. Okay. So, where are we at now? Thank you. Yeah. So I totally understand hoarding. Oof. Okay. Here's just a really simple, a simple little one. Just real diminutive, but it's got these like little. I'm pretty sure that's a real amethyst. Yeah, that goes up to amethyst. So these are real little gemstones, as far as I remember. The blue goes up to. Oh no, the blue ones are just glass. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, so blue glass, amethyst, and a pearl. And I did test that, and that is sterling. Just something simple to put on a chain, or a torque, right? Maybe. Okay, so anyways, I'll just say 12 for the small little pearl and gem. 12. 12. Because again, that's sterling. And I just confessed I hoard my sterling. $12 for the gem pearl dangle, I'll say. So, yeah. All right. So, anyways, that is that. Okay. I think I had matching earrings to that somewhere. Here are these really small little hoop earrings. And again, if anybody's interested in me going back to anything, let me know. And again, before I shoot earrings, I do wipe them down with alcohol. And let me just test these to make sure, because I thought these had a mark, but I must have just tested them. Let's see. Okay, so there's a little scratch right there. And they do have a textured rope almost feel to them. I looked to them, and they're pretty small. I can give a size if anybody requests. And maybe... I didn't even know this was in the tray. Oh wait, I used the wrong acid, darn it. Yeah, the other acid isn't as good. Okay, so here's... But it is showing blue, see? Do it with the other acid. Anyways, I'm probably doing all of this, and you guys are like, can you move on? I'm not interested in those hoops. All right, so there's... Yeah. Okay, so anyways, those are so small, guys, and so lightweight. I just say like $8. $8 for those little hoop earrings. I know I see a lot of girls around here, at least, wearing the multiple hoops in their ears these days. I don't know if that's still going on, but we'll just say 8 for the small sterling hoop earrings. 8. Good thing for... I do have 3 granddaughters, 21, 18, 12, so I always have gifts for them on hand. Yep, Karen, that is so true. Gifting is so much easier when you're a hoarder. Well, you're not truly a hoarder because you're gifting it. You're borderline, right? So, but yes, when you have a hoard, that is one of the best things. It's like when Christmas comes and stuff, you're like, well, let me just look in my boxes. All right, because yeah, I gift to my nephews and my niece all the time. Okay, so hoops, 8. In fact, the last time my niece was having a birthday and she was here, she's off to college now, and I was like, all right, pick anything out of here. And I was like, and she liked like 4 different things. I was like, all right, take them all. She's like, no, Uncle Robbie, you need to sell them. I'm like, no, take it. Anyways, all right, sorry to get all carried away, but yep, I agree with you, Karen. All right, so here is this big, huge turquoise. And that is all sterling. This is a lot of sterling. Big turquoise, beautiful one. Beautiful red coral in the center. And that is a huge opening. You can literally put this on a rope if you wanted, or a big fat chain would go through there. I could get sizes, but this is kind of a heavy hitter, obviously. It's like over 2 inches long, and it's about 1 1/8 wide, almost 1 1/4. But anyways, I'd probably say like 90 $90. Oh wait, let me just test it. I might have to take back that Tibetan. Looks Tibetan. Yep. Okay, hold on the price real quick, because let me just get this in ounces. 1.1. Yeah, so that's almost like just a little bit over spot. I would say $90. It looks like it'd be Tibetan silver, but it is not. This is actually sterling silver, but yeah, it could be from Tibet. Oops, sorry. It could be from Tibet, that's for sure. It does look Tibetan, but it is not Tibetan silver where it's not sterling. This is sterling. So $90 for the huge, we'll just call it a Tibetan pendant, $90. And if anybody's interested, if anybody bids, I would a quick acid test just to make sure. Pendant, $90. I think I have that listed right now on eBay for like 189. Before I had it listed at like 300, and I had like 2 watchers, and then when silver just went like exploded at the beginning of the year, I took it off. 90. And then I relisted it lower just recently because I was like, let's just move things. So I like listed it at like 190. Nobody's watching it now because I think I lost the momentum, but I would do $90. Yeah, but it is gorgeous. Okay, and big and substantial. I think we did everything here except for this piece up here. Oh, this little one down here. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. I'll admit, I paid like $65 for this. And again, if you're interested in anything that I passed on, just go ahead and type it in the chat. But this is a beautiful ocean scene with this abalone inlay. I don't know if that's copper, but it's this really pretty like sunrise or sunset with the birds. And I believe this is Native American. And these things are really pricey when you find them online. And I did pay $65 for this because I did do comps online, and I was like, ooh, those are pricey. And this was from a friend's booth, and I did not get a discount. I could have asked her for one, but I didn't. I just paid full price, 65. So I would do this for 85. 85 for the sun inlay. 85. Again, it's Native American, I believe. That logo right there, I think. Maybe it's not Native American. That looks like an angel. I don't know. The ones I saw were like Native American, but that's an angel hallmark. 85 for the ocean inlay. 85. Okay. Ocean inlay. 85. Okay, so you guys, I think there's this little guy. Just a little like tribal motif, kind of like a sun. Nice heavy oxidation on the bottom of it. And it is sterling. I'd say $12 for that. It's just something simple, very cool. Kind of, that's about it. 12 bucks. Definitely unisex, that one. But so good. Yeah. 12 bucks for, I was to say, tribal sun. 12. Okay. All right, guys. And we are going to just move on unless anybody passes or saw anything and passed. This, again, I don't know how some of these things end up in the tray. Like I said, so many things are just need to get put away. I should show you around my apartment. Maybe I shouldn't. You won't come back. All right. Actually, it's clean, but it's just full. And it's not hoarder full. It's seriously not like that bad. But, okay, so this is sterling little bracelet. I can get a measurement if you're interested. I'll just do it. Perfect for stacking. All right, just a nice, clean, classic chain bracelet. Very thin, like probably just like 3 millimeters, but that's like 7 1/8 long, or 7 1/4. But yeah, it's a very fine chain, like that. And I'd just say like 12 for the sterling chain. Yeah. Okay, if anybody's interested, 12. I think I said it was like 7 1/4. 12 for the small chain. Okay, small sterling chain. All right, 12. Okay, and hey, Karen, if you are still with us, and Tara, I am gonna do, I think, sales more often, and I think it might have to be around like 6 p.m. because again, I got some other commitments. But we are done with this. Unless anybody wants to come back, let me know if you want to come back to any of this. But those are the pendants. But I think I'm gonna do smaller sales more often and more focused. Like one could be like music festival or tribal or boho, you know, or like just bangles, like plastic bangles, because I literally have boxes and bags of so many things and categories. Like I have a bag full of just, here, let me show you real quick. I think I showed this in a video, but like this, for example, is just silver toned bracelets. These are not sterling, but there's like some really cool designed bracelets in here, like that, and this with the repoussé. I think that's Vegas or Vargas or something, but I have just had so much stuff. So I think like maybe one day I'll say silver tone bangles, you know, and that'll be it. Or like 80s earrings or clip-on earrings, you know, just smaller categories, smaller sales. And then they could just be like 45 minutes to an hour instead of 3 hours, right? And then you could just come for what you're looking for. I don't know if that's a good idea. I like the mesh one. That's a good idea, the themes. Thank you. Sweet. I'm here, and you guys are both here. Sweet. I like the mesh one. Now, the mesh one, is that this? Was that a bracelet that I just showed by accident, or is it one of these necklaces, the mesh one? Do the whatnot. Lots of buyers there. You know what? You are 100% correct, Tara. I think I might, you guys, I might. And of course, I would let you guys know if I go to whatnot. Because Karen's Vintage, Montreal did a vintage gold tone. Oh, okay. I think I've seen Karen's Vintage. Montreal did vintage gold tone pop up. Yeah, it was in your silver sound. Oh, okay. Let me go to it then. See, and that's another thing. I was like, I should just show some of these, because if you guys aren't interested in any of this, then like I literally, the silver tone mesh. Oh, this one? This is mesh. Is this the one? This one I could have swore was sterling when I saw it, but is that it? Mesh? No. Green cells, or is it meshed? I'm just thinking of the ones on top. Oh, did I show it through the side? Well, anyways, if you want me to pull it out or try to find it, let me know. This is the only mesh one that I know. Yes. Oh, is this it? Yes, this one? Mesh? Let me know for sure if that's the one. This one has no clasp. And I could have swore this was going to be sterling. There is kind of a little bit of like a little copper tone coming through, but it's totally 100% uniform. And yeah, if you're interested in that, I could like do 15 if you want. I think I paid around like the same price, to be honest, but I was really convinced it was sterling. But yeah, that is on the mandrel. 15. That is about 7 3/4. Oh, but Karen, didn't you say you have the really tiny wrists? I think you did. Did you? Was it you? But yeah, 7 3/4. 15 if anybody is interested. But do you see how there's kind of like the, almost like there was a vermeil on it or a gold finish. Like, I don't think that, I don't know. I think it's meant to be that. But anyways, 15 if anybody's interested in that mesh, Karen. Yes, you have a small wrist, but I still like it. Yeah, that one would be pretty big for you. Okay, but yes. Okay, so I'm glad you're all in agreement. And I go to Whatnot because I know like people are there specifically for auctions, whereas people are on YouTube looking at like cooking shows, and that's what I'm looking at, and other thrifters and stuff. So yeah, I will make an announcement here if I do have sales on Whatnot. But I'm just kind of trying to figure this out. And I do know, like, I just love, like, I love just showing it. And but I would love to move it to the good homes out there. So anyways, this is, okay, we're going to get into these glass. I can stack it with smaller underneath. Oh, okay. Well, hey, if you want me to go back to that mesh bracelet, Karen, just say the word. Oh, 15. You did put in a bid. Okay, sorry. You know me, Karen. I'm kind of slow with that sometimes. Okay, so 15. If anybody, now remember, there is kind of like this goldish tone to it, just slight. But if anybody else is interested, that'd be 16. And otherwise, we are going to say this will go to Karen for 15. But this is heavy too. So just a warning, your shipping would probably be like in the higher mark if this is the, because it's the bigger box. But this is in ounces, 2.6 ounces. So yeah, that's a substantial piece. So if I don't see 16, then we're going to do a countdown, going once, going twice, and sold to Karen. Awesome, Karen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And in that case, let's go back to those bracelets. Just kidding. We'll continue on with this. But if you do guys want to go to bracelets, I am not opposed. Let's just switch boxes. If you have any requests. Nice, Karen. So, yep. Karen. Mesh for 15. Karen, you spotted that through the bag. Called on it. Got it. All right, mesh bracelet. 15, Karen. Awesome. Sweet. There we go. That is coming to you, Karen. Yeah, so I guess it's official. Yeah, smaller cells, more themed. Because that's another thing. Like, I was doing earrings, and then I didn't realize, like, half the earrings that I was doing was clip-on, and nobody wanted clip-on. And I'm like, ooh, maybe I should have had just a clip-on cell, you know? So, anyways, we did preview these, Karen, and Tara. I'm not sure if you were there when I did, but I did preview. But if you did see anything in here, did I say thank you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Karen. If you do see anything here and want me to just jump to it, go ahead and pull it out. But otherwise, I'm just going to go from left to right. Okay. You sure did. Yep. You saw it. You got the eye of an eagle. Good eye, eagle. So this, I don't know if this is Czech glass or not. It's kind of like cubist or modernist fruit. This is all glass. Definitely, it's got a vintage look to it. Now that would be great for a music festival, right? Or the beach, or on a nice weekend afternoon outing. Going thrifting. This would be perfect to go thrifting with. Little cherries, oranges, bananas, strawberries, watermelon, grapes. Okay, and I think I have this listed around 99 or something, but I would say 55 because I know these things can go for a good price, but I'll just say 55 for the glass fruit necklace. 55. Actually, why don't we just say, yep, paperclip. Yep. Yeah, it is. It's got this older looking chain at least. It does have a lobster clasp. And it has this drop down the center. And I can give measurements if anybody's interested. So we'll do glass fruit. 55. I just know that those do get very collectible and stuff. But anyways, this is, and I'll just move on, guys. If you want me to go back, I will. I'm going to test this just to make sure. But yeah, this goes up to, actually it's not rock crystal. It is just quartz. Okay, but this is a really chunky quartz necklace. Really nice. It's in my opinion. And it's pretty big. Size beads, probably at least, like I would say like 10 at least, maybe 11 millimeters. But we'll just say $20 for the quartz necklace, if anybody's interested. Smoothie. Smoothie. Are you describing that bracelet? Oh no, or the fruit? Okay, sorry. I'm quartz. What did I say? 20? All right. 20. All right, so Karen's going in for 20 for the quartz. So at this point, it'd be 21 if anybody else is interested. Oh no, 22. 22 if anybody else is interested. 22. It's very nice. It's got this strong magnetic clasp at the end. And I thought that, yeah. And let me see, it is about 18 inches long. 18 inches long. So we're looking for 22 if anybody else is interested. And this is, it's heavy. 3 ounces. Okay, so we're at 20 right now. Karen is in at 20. If anybody else is interested, it's 22. Okay, so I'm getting that little feeling. Okay, I think this might be going to Karen, unless I see 22. I get confused with quartz crystal, rock crystal. Okay, let me do this countdown real quick. We're gonna go once, unless I see 22, twice, and we are sold to Karen. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Karen. Sweet deal. Yeah, the rock crystal is, all I know is that it tests as spinel on the gem tester. I don't know if I guess it would be considered a more dense crystal because it is higher on the Presidium, so it'd be more compact, maybe a finer quality, because I know it is more expensive rock crystal, but and it's usually kind of very I don't want to say clear because it can get clouds and everything else in it as well. But this is going to you, Karen. Let me get a bag for you. But yeah, there's this one section on the Presidium. I don't know if you're familiar with the gem tester, but there's a quartz section, and then there's a spinel category much higher than that. So if something looks like quartz, but it goes up to the spinel, it's rock crystal. Okay, darn it, I wrote this first. Make sure not to touch that ink. Okay, so Karen, this is coming to you, 3 grams of quartz necklace. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna put this in the sold bag, or I don't know, Karen, this isn't the sold bag anymore. This is the your bag. All right, thank you. Yes, I'm familiar with press. Rock is completely clear. Oh, it is completely clear. Okay, I thought there could be. Yeah, now that I think of it, I don't know if I've ever seen a rock crystal. I have seen it with fractures, that's right, but not clouds. Cool. Learning something new. All right, Karen Bag of Treasures. Yep. Okay, guys. We are going to move on to this one. This one I could have swore was going to be bench beads, Navajo pearls. I was super stoked when I found this, but it is not sterling. This, I repeat, not sterling. It does have a barrel clasp at the end, suggesting an older age. But this could be, I don't know, coin silver. Maybe it's 800 or something. I'm not sure. But I would just say 15 to start on that. But it does have that bench bead or pearl, Navajo pearl look to it. What did I say? 15? 15. If anybody's interested, 15 for the bench bead, which it's flying saucers. Yep. Bench bead in quotes. 15. Yeah, and I know Native Americans, they did do work with non-sterling. They worked with coin silver. So it could be, but I don't know. So I'm not going to say it is. Let's say 15. Okay, if anybody's interested. 15 for the non-sterling bench beads. All right, so is that a bid? I think it is 15. So if anybody else is interested, that would be 16. 16 if anybody else is interested. Karen is in at 15 for the non-sterling bench beads. So if anybody else is interested, that would be 16. Let me just get a length for you just to make sure you're completely satisfied. 16 if anybody else is interested. I haven't looked yet, but 21 inches. 21 inches. I need to step away for my fur babies waiting for me to film. Okay, fur baby's calling. So anyways, we are gonna go going once, going twice, and sold to Karen for 15 bucks. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Karen. And you get to your fur baby, and we'll be just going on through this. And you can always come back and bid on something if we pass something that you're interested in. So let me just record this for the fur baby mama. Let's see. 15. Sweet. All right. Yep. Nice. Yeah, it's cool. When I saw that piece, like I said, I was 100% convinced that that was going to be bench beads. But it's not. All right. This is going to Karen. All right. So we are going to move on. So if you don't mind me asking, Tara, where are you from? Just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Because I understand privacies. Karen, bench beads. I'm in New Jersey. All right, the Garden State. So does it really have a lot of gardens there? Because it must, right, to be called the Garden State. I saw that movie a long time ago, Garden State. Loved it. Bench bead, in quotes, Karen, 15. Somerset County. Okay, I'm not totally familiar. Yeah, I don't even think I think I was in New Jersey just for like a weekend as a kid. I think we were visiting my dad's parents, but I just so long ago. Yeah, California here, Garden Apartments, 30 miles west. Sweet. I would love to go to New York. Oh, can't you catch the Can you catch a train to New York from there? Because don't a lot of people commute from New Jersey into New York? Okay, we got this glass necklace with this super high AV action going on. I would love that to be able to just commute by train and subway and everything. Yep, that is super cool. Yeah, I would love trip of Manhattan, 30 miles west. That would be so cool just to be able to just get on a train and go to New York City. I would love, love, love to do that. I haven't been as an adult. It just seems like it'd be so much fun. So, anyways, this is just a glass, possibly vintage AB necklace. Pretty long. I can give dimensions on requests, but I will say $20. $20 on the glass necklace. Glass AB. Definitely looks vintage, but so much AB action on that. I could test it your whole life. Nice. Do you go to New York a lot? Because, again, I'm just fascinated with New York. What did I say? 15 for the glass? Glass necklace 15. I think we'll just say 15. Okay. Yeah. Because the city that never sleeps. It just, I love city life myself. I live in Oceanside, California, which is not New York, but it's growing a lot and it's busy and there's a lot. It's becoming a tourist place. So this is a gem necklace. Lots of nice gems in there. I think there's tiger's eye, some turquoise, and some lapis. Probably dyed halite, I would imagine. But some sterling beads. Oh no, those aren't sterling. Those are something. But anyways, just a colorful necklace like that. Very earthy, sterling at the end. And we would say 25 for the gemstone necklace. 25 for the gemstone necklace. Daughter lives in Brooklyn, so you get there quite a bit, huh? And that's what I love. Like once you get into the city, then the subways can just take you everywhere so quickly, from what I understand. Because I used to live in Los Angeles, and let me just tell you, it was not enjoyable towards the end. I mean, the entire time, you're just constantly stuck in your car. Oh, it's horrible. I was so glad when I finally got out of there. But the subway system, that just sounds so cool. Now, this is a really cool puffy heart dangle on this chain hanging from this little loop right there. And I just really, really love puffy hearts. And I love this look. And these are like brass, copper, silver tone. And it's a really long chain. Of course, you could alter that out. Change that out if you wanted. But it does match this color right there. I should say brass. I think these are brass because that's copper. But anyways, we'll say 15 because I don't know anything about it, but I think that's just so cool. $15. Or actually, 15 for the puffy hearts. Yes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say 10. 10 for the puffy hearts. Puffy heart. Yeah, I think it's super cute. Definitely, like music festival worthy. Puffy Heart 10. But yes, living in Los Angeles, I one time threw a dinner party, and this lady friend was coming, and she lived without traffic, literally about maybe 8 minutes away. But because it was maybe like dinner hour, 6 o'clock or 7 was the time we were having the dinner, maybe 6. It took her an hour and a half to get to our place, or my place. It was just ridiculous. Okay, so like a 10-minute drive turning in an hour and a half. That's no bueno. Here's a wire wrap gem necklace. Just really fine. Now these ones are not very big. Now those might be rock crystal. Let's see, because they are pretty clear. Yes. They are going, well, verdict is still out. Overlapping quartz and spinel. So I wouldn't be able to say for sure that those are rock crystal. But anyways, we would say 15 on the wire wrap. 15 on the wire wrap necklace. I just love those. Okay, 15. So just curious, do you catch the train when you go to New York? Yuck, that's bad traffic for sure. Uh-huh. Wire wrap. Gem. What did I say, 15? Okay. Yeah. And it's just... And you know, the worst thing about the traffic is that it brings out the worst in people. Like, people literally turn psychotic when they're sitting in their cars. Like, you literally merge into a lane with like tons of room to do it, and the person that was like is behind you will be like back there like making all these faces and hand gestures at you, like they can't believe you merged into the lane, even though there's like 50 feet between you and them. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you owned the freeway. So this is a coin necklace, not real coins, but I don't know if you can see that, with what looks like Swarovski crystal bezel set. And I just love this. I think it's such a cool design. And it's got like a nice kind of substantial feel to it. It is not flimsy. Very substantial. And I don't know anything about this piece, and I just think it's super dope. So I would say $30 for the coin necklace with what looks like Swarovski. And it's super long, if you can see that. I can give a measurement if you're interested. But $30, I'm pretty sure that's Swarovski. Okay, for the coin. Gotta go. Thank you, Robert. Hey, you too, Tara. Thank you. I like going and then catch the green lights at 10th Avenue. Ah, sweet. Okay, well, hey, thanks, Tara, for being here, and thanks for chatting. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, and maybe I'll see you on the next one. Okay, to you, Tara, peace. All right. That was cool. Checking that out. So what did I say for the coin necklace? We're gonna go 30. All right. Now let's see. Okay, so we're gonna move on, guys. And that was really cool chatting with Tara. We've got, I think this is lucite, and this definitely looks vintage on gold tone. And I don't know if those are like, I don't know if those are metal or some type of plastic, but this is really, I don't know if you'd say 60s look or 70s or something, but get this. This is the cool part about this. I mean, it's cool, but this is even really cool. Check this out. This comes off. So then you can make this to be your necklace without that, like that, and you could have a matching bracelet. I'm assuming this is big enough to be a bracelet. Let me get a size of just the bracelet portion. So currently I had it on there like an extender. So you could have it like as an extender or a bracelet. And I believe this has some age to it. And this would be like 6.5 right there. Yeah. So anyways, I just think that's a super cool set. Haven't really seen anything quite like that. And I do believe it's got some age to it. And that is, I believe, was I saying lucite? I don't know what kind of plastic that is, but it is a plastic. So I would say 25 for the, I'm just going to say lucite in quotes because I'm not sure. 25 for the quote, lucite necklace bracelet set. 25. All right. And we will move on, guys. This is a very interesting piece. Very interesting because this has, oops, a price tag on it. Oh no, I gotta cut this. It's thread. Is that the string from the... Okay, so this is... Let me bring it back in there for you. Whoever gets this should restring it. But let me just show this to you. Okay, so this is on thread, and the thread at the end, you can see it should be restrung because I don't know, some of that is like fraying, and I just don't want that to give away on somebody. I think it's totally secure right now. But anyways, this has what looks like either glass or gems. None of this is sterling, but there's these bullet cases in here, right? These empty bullet shells, I should say, with some brass beads, silver tone beads, and this one at the end. But I just think that's really cool. You you guys are gonna hear me say that all the time. I think that's really cool. And it's very unusual. It's maybe artisan, but there's no marks on it, no hallmark. But anyways, I'm just gonna say 28 because that's a heavy piece and it's really cool. And you don't see that very often. So we'll just say 28 for the bullet case. Bullet case necklace. If I were to list that on eBay, I'd probably list it at least 45, if not 55. I'd probably list that around 55 on eBay. So anyways, all right, moving on, guys. Oh, and this would be perfect if you know any hunters out there. Yep. It was actually cool the other day. One of my neighbors gave me some venison that he had actually, he's like, oh, do you like red meat? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, here's some venison. I was like, oh, wow, okay. He had like a freezer bag with him and gave me a freezer bag of venison. He's like, yeah, I shot it and processed it. I was like, whoa, that's, not many people can say they catch their own meat and all. Most of us are used to the plastic containers, right? Plastic trays. But if you know a hunter, what I'm getting at is that would probably be a really cool necklace for them. Okay, now this is a Lucky Brand metal pendant with tassel hanging at the end. Super long chain. And again, I just hear that these long chains with pendants and things are very in. But that is Lucky. And I just say $10 for the Lucky pendant necklace. $10. All right, guys. I used to eat venison. I have never eaten venison, and it's funny because I saw him just yesterday or something. He's like, hey, have you cooked it yet? I'm like, no, because I don't know how. But I saw a meatloaf recipe. Do you think meatloaf is good for venison? What did I say? $10 for the Lucky, I think. Lucky 10? I think I said 10. But yeah, I've never had it. I prefer bison meat. Really? Now, I've never had bison either. Now, you're upstate New York, so you guys got probably a lot of hunting in there, like venison and bison and all that stuff, right? Because upstate's pretty country. Am I correct or am I totally wrong? Meatloaf would be good. Okay, good. Because I got 2 meatloaf recipes, and I think I decided on which one. But yeah, I'm trying to think. And I asked him, I was like, do you need to tenderize it? Because I read it's like a little bit more tough than regular meat. And he's like, no, because it's ground. So I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, here's a Zapata necklace, multi-strand with these pearls and or shell, I should say, abalone, and some sterling chain mixed into it. And I love Zapata, nice little 3-strand, multi-strand. And I would say, oh, 25 for the Zapata necklace, 25 for the triple strand Zapata. It's leaner than beef for sure. Okay, so more tough. Zapata, 25. Yeah, so I'm probably lucky that he ground it. But yeah, meatloaf is going to be the way. Karen, you're probably not interested in this because I think I had it in the last sale, but I'm just going to do $10 for this little, or $8 for this little magnifying glass. $8. It's on a long chain, but it was at a previous sale. I just think it's super cool. Great for thrifting. All right. Magnifying glass. $8. Okay. Getting down to the last 2. Oh my gosh. Unless anybody wants to go back to any of this. And again, this is a smaller sale, and we will have smaller sales, more specific, but next time I will promote it a little bit better so you'll know. Because this time I just yesterday, I was like, oh, we're gonna have a smaller sale. And I didn't say that it's just necklaces and pendants, so I apologize if anybody was hoping for rings and bracelets. But with that said, smaller sales, more specific coming up, and maybe even on whatnot. So this is an Ottoman link. That's the brand Ottoman, not the culture, at least as far as I know. But it's just got these abstract connectors. And I just thought that was really cool. There is, I think it's silver plating, and I think there is maybe some wear to it. But I definitely like looking at it. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. I would say $8 for the Ottoman. I just think it's really cool. $8 for the Ottoman. I don't know how much wear you would say that has. I'm trying to show it in all the light. But it's just really cool. This bib. Really neat. Modernist. Ethnic looking bib. Ottoman. $8. You did good, Rob. Oh, Sweet Skulls. Hello, sorry. Wait, Sweet Skulls, are you the one that wanted the, and thank you, Karen, by the way. Sweet Skulls, were you the one that wanted the amber pendant? Okay, so let me just write this. Ottoman 8. I think it was, right? Yes. Okay, well, we will go back to that real quick. Okay. And then we only have one necklace after that, guys. So, Sweet Skulls, this is the one you wanted for 15. Cool little amber sterling pendant, modernist design. $15. Sweet Skulls. And I know you sent me your name, and I'm sorry if I call you Sweet Skulls right now. I know that's not your real name. Okay, so 16 if anybody else is interested. Oh, Sweet Skulls. 15, yes. Okay, cool. You just put it in the bid. All right, so 15. So currently it's at 15 Sweet Skulls. 16 if anybody else is interested. Really cute modernist design there. Sterling silver with amber sliding pendant. 16 would be for the next bidder. Otherwise, I think it's safe to say we're going to do a little countdown. Going once and going twice and sold. Sweet Skulls. Thank you, Sweet Skulls. Thank you. And I got your information. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to record this real quick. Sweet. All right, so Sweet Skulls, you are getting this. And I'm so glad that you reached out on the comments and just said, hey, I'm interested. And you sent an email. Oh, no, you emailed. That's how you did it. I'm going to say Sweet Skulls, even though I know that's not your name on the bag. 15. Amber modernist. Where'd my pen go? You guys, we are almost done. We only have one more piece. All right. Amber. Pendant. 15. All right. And I got your information. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm going to put this in the bag right now for you. All right. Is that? Yes, that is an amber cross. That is. Okay, and we can do that one as well. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sweet Skulls. I'm going to put this in the sold bag. I don't know what let me scroll up really quick. Miss Amber. Let me just see real quick. What was that amber cross? What was I asking? 15. I was asking 15 for that one as well. All right. So, let me just bring this chat down. Yeah, so if you're interested, that is a small little diminutive cross with amber sterling. And I did put 15 on that one just to keep it kind of consistent. So if you're interested, go ahead and type 15. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat. But if you're interested, you can write 15, and that could be yours if there's no higher bidder. Otherwise, all right. So that's that. Little too small. Okay. Oh, and by the way, man, I have a huge amber crush that I had the other day. So if you're interested, why don't you just email me and I can bring that to the next show. But I do have a big one that's kind of like this big, this wide at least. So that's like that. And it's cased like this with this amber just filled into it. Email me if you're interested. I can bring it to the next show. Okay, so thank you again. And we're going to go to the last piece. Hey, Sweet Skulls, if you missed anything in here that you want to go back to after I do this last piece, then we'll do it. Otherwise, we are going to do this last necklace. And this will be a show, unless anybody wants to go back to something. But this is a huge Chico's chunky necklace with all these charms at the end. Huge chain with all these brass and silver tone discs. Some of them are hammered hearts, hollow hearts, discs. Again, it's just cool. I just like Chico's. I really do. When I first got into jewelry buying, oh wait, is this Chico's or is this unmarked? I thought this was Chico's, but now I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's got a little tag here, right there, Chico's. I always thought that their stuff was going to be sterling and everything. But anyways, we'll just say 15 for this huge, heavy Chico's statement necklace. 15. And anyways, I think that they're getting back in demand. Cha-cha necklace. Yep. Cha-cha. Chico's cha-cha necklace. 15. Is that what I said? 15? Okay. So anyways, if anybody's interested, go ahead and type that. And if anybody wanted to see anything that I had like passed up to this point, let me know. We can go back. But hey, I'm going to be respectful of everybody's time. Where does the time go? It's already 3. It's 2 hours, but that's not so bad. The other first shows were like 3.5. But hey, Karen and Sweet Skulls and anybody else who is still in the room, I want to say thank you so much. And Karen, thank you much for your loyalty and your purchases and your chatting and promoting and everything. You are awesome. I mean, everybody's here is awesome, but Karen, you've really been like super loyal buyer and viewer, and I thank you so much for that. It means a ton. So I don't want to keep us all here any more than we want to be, and I will definitely keep you posted on future sales. And I definitely got the word that Carolyn, hey Carolyn, thank you for making it. Thank you, Rob. You're most welcome. Thank you so much. And hello, Carolyn. We are just wrapping up, but I was telling everybody, I'm going to have smaller sales more often so that it'll be easier to clean, easier to curate, be more specific. You guys will know what's going to be there, not like a hodgepodge of like this, that, and that, and this. So I'm very much more focused. So give me a minute to just kind of pull together that. And I hope to be on next Saturday for sure. Possibly, I might have to postpone it just to kind of get the new setup going. But I think next Saturday should work. But during the week might be the time. And I'm thinking 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I don't know if that's too late. Okay, yes, do that. Please do that, Sweet Skulls. And let me know, you guys, if I went through anything. And if you're still interested in something, I will bring it to the next show happily, from any of my previous videos if they're not sold. So anyways, you guys, I'm not going to keep us here too late or much longer. And I'm going to just bid a farewell and thank you so much for coming. And thank you for watching and chatting and being here. And you guys, I will see you on the next one, okay? And until then, I'm going to say peace out, y'all. And thanks again. All right. Peace.